All right. So, strength being the overall, this is both of you trying to find your inner strength to do what is necessary in this relationship. But very clearly here, right off the bat, with the Two of Swords and the Seven of Swords, this is about, you having to make a difficult choice in regards to this relationship because they may have done something that they probably should not have done. That, or you're not able to make a choice here on how to move forward with this relationship if their intentions are not clear. This is acting in a way where, we're trying to get away with something here, or they are, I should say. Or, needing to do something on the down low, not wanting other people to know or understand, but it's directly affecting you. And then you move out of this with the Hangman. You still are not acting or making a choice, but that's because of their actions. But when you look at that with the Ten of Cups, you're talking about overall happiness here, happy home, happy life. But if there was an issue in the past with this person doing something that they shouldn't have done, it's not that easy for you to just make the choice to say, okay, we need to kind of continue here with, the family, the happiness within the home. They definitely, I believe, it's almost like they believe that they did this for a good reason. For you, you don't really see it that way. It's like you should have been involved. You should have known what was going on. Now, on the other hand, for a lot of you, it's going to be about somebody who's done something to upset or disrupt overall happiness within the relationship. And for you, it's not that easy to just kind of like see past this and move on. They are definitely showing, though, the want or the need here, I should say, to start over. With the Ace of Pentacles, I mean, this is them kind of like presenting that opportunity. For you, you have given so much to this, it's almost like you need to see something before you're willing to give any more. And I say that because of the progression here with the Six of Pentacles coming down on this. Now, before I even get to these, looking at the Page of Cups here with strength, I don't doubt that on both sides, there are, a lot of positive feelings and emotions between the both of you. And there is that kind of communication of, look, I love you, you love me, this type of feeling. But for you, you're being a little bit more realistic on, the fact that things are going to be really difficult in starting over. Because with the Page of Pentacles, I always look at this as starting from the bottom. So it's like, starting all over again and needing to build things back up to that Ten of Cups. But you understand that it's going to take a lot of give and take here. But for you, like I said, it's not that easy for you to just make the choice to continue to give to a situation where you're not seeing anything in return. But I do believe that that is their intention. The problem, though, is with the Emperor, they need to get control over what the hell is going on. That, and I also look at that and think that they believe that there's like, no reason why things shouldn't still be happy, but why is it that they did this in the past without you? And then again, this could definitely be about those of you who are dealing with somebody who is known to do sneaky shit or cheat for that matter. And it's going to take an immense amount of strength to kind of get past that. But I'm curious about the Emperor there, because when you look at the Emperor, yeah, it is about control, getting control over things. But we're also talking about somebody who is very like set and stubborn in their point of view. Like they believe that they know what is right. And in some cases, sure, right? I mean, that's the wisdom of the Emperor. But when you're looking at the Seven of Swords, why? It makes me wonder why they felt like they needed to do this without saying anything to you. And is it because you couldn't make a choice on something, though? That they decided to just go ahead and make the choice for you? But I look at the Hangman and I think, I'm trying to see the reasoning. And this is from your perspective. I'm like trying to see the reasoning why you acted the way you did. And it's almost like they believe that they did it for continued happiness, but no. And like I said, on the other hand, you're going to be dealing with a cheater, somebody who's done something in the past. What I don't like is that we're not talking about, you know, what's fair and what's balanced. It would have been different had we seen justice show up in the majors here. But let's take a look at the Page of Pentacles and the Emperor, because you, though, I think, realize that it's going to take a lot more than what they think. And then the Three of Pentacles, yeah, they are wanting to make things work with you. And then with the Two of Cups, yeah, that's why, you know, I kind of look at this Page of Cups and I think, yeah, there's a lot there between the two of you. Now, the Star and the Eight of Cups, they are trying to do, you know, what they believe is right here to kind of fix the situation and, you know, bring you that kind of hope to see that there is a way to, you know, rebuild this relationship. But with the Eight of Cups on your side, it's definitely you going, I've given so much to this, maybe it's time to move on. You know, and with Strength being there, it's either the strength to move on here or to, you know, continue to try to make things work. But they're trying to fix the situation, I think, in the way that they believe is right. You know, but I also think that you're dealing with somebody who thinks that they were right for doing what they did. You know? What's interesting to me here, though, is for some of you, yeah, it is going to have to do with a cheater. For others, it's just going to be somebody who did something because you couldn't make a choice. Yeah, and it may have to do with, you know, the family, something within the home, a decision that was made to, you know, help the family in terms of their point of view. Anyway, the Chariot and the Ace of Wands. This could definitely be about a big move for a new opportunity. And, you know, for them, it's like, I need to do this. I had to do this. This was the right thing to do to create this better opportunity for us. But it requires, you know, a move here. And for you, I don't know if that's something that you wanted to do in the first place. Now, on the other hand, with the Chariot and then looking at the Ace of Wands, this is definitely going to be about self-control and trying to pick up the momentum within the relationship, giving it a sense of direction, getting things back on track, so to speak. You know, and there's definitely the new passion that's, you know, it's like it's being renewed between the two of you, but it's going to be because of this person, you know, believing that they know what's right here for the relationship, but they are definitely trying to make things work here. And with the Two of Cups on your side, there's that connection, right? That connection, that understanding, that seeing of eye to eye, you know, trying to see their perspective and their way of thinking, you know. They believe that they did what was right here, you know, but it's going to take a lot of strength, I think, for you to want to continue to be a part of this. But then also, you know, for them, they're trying to find the strength to, you know, do what they feel is necessary, right? But they're also needing to kind of like simmer down here. There's no reason to be like so, you know, I know what's right, I know what's best, right? But then they kind of move into this place with, especially with the Page of Cups, where it's like, look, I am in control, I know what I'm doing. It's like, don't give up on me, don't give up on what I'm trying to do here, just work with me, if that makes sense. The Five of Pentacles, oh my God. So yeah, somebody is trying to fix something. And, you know, I look at this though, and I don't, and again, it's like I'm being pulled. There's going to be a group of you that is definitely dealing with something, with someone who is cheating. I mean, and straight up, that's what it's going to be. On the other hand, for some of you, you're just dealing with like a jealousy situation here, looking at the Tower. Now, I look at the Five of Pentacles, though, and I think that, you know, there's obviously here a lot of romance. This is the classic romance, right? It looks really good. You know, you have a lot going on between the two of you. The problem is that damn Tower. Now, it could be that you're kind of getting over those issues, things that may have happened before. Because when you move into the Nine of Wands, you're talking about somebody who needs to get in there and fix something before it's too late. You know, so there's definitely somebody who's trying to heal the situation or trying to fix it or try to get understanding on it. And with the Emperor, you know, again, this is specifically with this deck talking about somebody who is full of drive and passion here. You know, but that may be the problem is that their drive and their passion has caused problems in the past. That, or we're talking about, somebody who may be causing a problem within an otherwise really good relationship here. And it's like somebody is trying to fix that. With the Three of Cups, like I've always said with this deck, when you look at the Three of Cups and you look at the Nine of Swords, they're basically the same thing, but two different sides of it. You're talking about getting back together. The Three of Cups specifically with this deck is about the healing or the mending of a broken heart. So this is, getting back to a place where you feel good about these things from the past being over with. And with the Six of Swords, somebody is trying to bridge the gap between the two of you. Now, on the other hand, the Six of Swords with this deck does talk about, getting it on in different places, like literally going out in your backyard or in the backseat of your car or something like that, right? But I look at that as like closing the gap. And with the Three of Cups, again, it's, healing a situation here. All right. And I don't really see that too much as a bad thing. The moon is definitely talking about living out fantasies for sure. But then I also see this as people who are fantasizing about each other or, getting past illusions here, because you're getting a better understanding of each other based on something that has happened in the past involving a person who didn't really care about anything else. It wasn't emotional. It was not emotional. It wasn't about trying to be with somebody else. It's just something that happened because you're dealing with somebody who just wanted something from you, or vice versa here with your partner. But with justice, absolutely, that situation is being corrected here. And that's no longer going to be an issue moving forward. But, whoever we're talking about here, at some point in the past, this was, a really good relationship, but somebody may have done something that they shouldn't have, and it wasn't emotionally based. But again, the situation is being corrected, and you may be getting back together with somebody who may have done something stupid, but those romantic feelings are coming back up, and it's saying that it is worth exploring. Not bad. Not bad. And then the Six of Wands, very nice. It's perfect. It's perfect. When you look at playfulness being the overall here, for a lot of you, if you're in a very good relationship, which I think this is exactly what's going on, this is you just lightening up. Everything doesn't need to be so serious, but at some point in the past, the two of you have had a big disconnect. You're not, physically connecting. You're not mentally or emotionally connecting. And it's because I always look at this and believe that somebody needs to speak a truth. But once that comes out with the Two of Wands, you're talking about flirting, getting to know each other, getting a better understanding here, and it leading to the Two of Cups is perfect. And with the Ace of Wands, it's a new beginning in the relationship. There's passion, and of course they kind of look at pregnancy with this one, right? But leaving the past behind and all of those issues, it's over and it's done with, and the connection between the two of you is perfect. And somebody loves you. They love you. They really love you. That, or this is about you loving them. But either way, looking at the King of Cups coming out, whether you're dealing with male, female, water, doesn't matter. With the Six of Wands being connected to it, it's like they're putting their emotional side out there for you to see. More loving, more accepting, more understanding. It's perfect. It's perfect. Thank you, Aquarius. Thank you. Some of the shit that I've seen this month. And then the Chariot. And they want to get things kind of back on track here. I always look at the Chariot as a sneak attack, like somebody coming out of nowhere and going, I want you, I want this relationship, let's get it on course. Because right now it looks like it's going both ways. But it's like once they put that emotional side of themselves out there, or this is you doing that, the relationship gets back on track. I see it as a good thing. But again, somebody loves you. They love you, or you love them. And I'm going to guess that some of you here are dealing with a water sign. Jeez. But with the Queen of Cups, again, there's that romance that's kind of being built up between you where there may have been a disconnect for a little bit. But it's like you talk it out and you start flirting, and then it all kind of comes back, right? And it's like with the Three of Wands, You're realizing that you still feel the same way about each other, right? Like, oh, yes, I still feel that way and they still feel that way. It's perfect. And then, like I said, you move into the Chariot and it looks good. Thank you. Thank you, Aquarius. For those of you who are happy in a relationship right now, I like it when readings like this come out because it's a reminder that not everyone is dealing with really difficult things, right? If you are dealing with difficulties in a relationship right now, this is hopefully a message that things will get back on track.